From the moment I met Ethan Collins, I knew he was different. It wasn't the way he smiled, though that could melt glaciers, or the way he always smelled like cedarwood and sunshine. It was something deeper, something invisible, a feeling that pulled at me like a tide I didn't have the strength or desire to resist. The only problem? My sister, Leah, saw him first. We met him one rainy spring afternoon at the neighborhood park where Leah and I took our dog, Max, every Saturday. The field was soaked, and Max had decided he was a duck, splashing in every puddle like it was his mission to bring all the mud back home. I was chasing him down when I crashed into someone. Hard. I fell backward, drenched and breathless. "You okay?" a voice asked, deep and warm like honey over toast. I looked up, blinking the rain from my lashes, and met Ethan's eyes for the first time. Sea glass green. Familiar and strange all at once. Before I could answer, Leah appeared behind me, flipping her wet hair over one shoulder. "Oh my God, I am so sorry," she gushed, her voice instantly taking on that tone she used when she saw someone she wanted. Ethan smiled. "It's fine. You guys chasing this guy." He nodded toward Max, who had decided to sit triumphantly in the mud like a king on his throne. I remember laughing. Leah laughed too, but louder, brighter, like she needed to be heard over me. That's when it started. Leah asked for his number first. She claimed it was for a doggy playdate, but I knew better. And Ethan, kind as he was, gave it. They started texting, hanging out. And suddenly, Ethan was always around, on our porch, in our kitchen, driving us to the movies. But even though Leah called him her guy, I could feel it. The way he always glanced at me when she spoke. The way he remembered my coffee order but forgot hers. The way he laughed at my jokes like he hadn't heard anything funnier all week. I kept telling myself I was imagining it, that I was being ridiculous. That sisters didn't fall in love with the same guy, at least not outside of bad TV dramas. But deep down I knew he was always mine. My sister just didn't know it yet. It wasn't that Leah was a bad person. She wasn't. She was just loud, shiny, the kind of girl everyone noticed. And I was the quiet one, the listener, the background music to her spotlight. We had been like that our whole lives. So when Ethan started drifting toward me, I felt guilty. Still, I couldn't stop it. One evening, everything changed. We were all sitting on the back porch, Leah inside grabbing drinks, and Ethan leaned closer to me, his knee brushing mine. He looked at me with that soft, unreadable expression he always wore when Leah wasn't around. "I need to ask you something," he said quietly. My throat tightened. "Okay. Do you ever feel like this isn't how things were supposed to go?" I blinked. "What do you mean?" He paused, studying my face like he was memorizing it. "I feel like I met the right person, but I started the story wrong." My heart thudded. "Ethan." Leah burst through the sliding door, 2 lemonades in her hands, grinning. "Miss me?" The moment shattered like glass hitting the floor. Ethan sat back, his hands folded, his smile polite. But I couldn't forget his words. That night, I didn't sleep. I stared at the ceiling, trying to untangle the knot inside me. I had spent months pretending I didn't feel anything, that I could be the good sister, the supportive one. But every time Ethan laughed at something I said, or caught my eye across the room, I unraveled a little more. A week later, Leah left for a weekend yoga retreat. The house was quiet without her, and I told myself I would use the time to clear my head. But fate had other plans. On Saturday, Ethan showed up unannounced, holding a bag of groceries and flashing a crooked grin. "I figured we could cook," he said. "Thought you might like a break from takeout." I should have said no. I should have closed the door. Instead, I stepped aside and let him in. The next few hours were a blur of pasta, old songs, and stories we'd never told each other. He asked about my dreams, my fears, the poems I wrote but never showed anyone. I asked about his childhood, the time he broke his arm falling out of a tree, the song that always made him cry. It felt like breathing for the first time. Later, as we stood in the kitchen, the sink full of dishes and the air thick with everything unspoken, he turned to me. "I tried," he said softly. "I tried to feel that way about her." My chest ached. She loves you. He looked down. I know. But she doesn't see me, not the way you do. I looked at the floor, then at him. So what now? He reached out, brushing a strand of hair from my cheek. Now I stopped lying. To her.
To you.
To myself. And then he kissed me. It was gentle.
Honest.
Like a promise we'd both been carrying for months. I didn't sleep that night either. But for the first time, it wasn't because I was unsure. It was because I knew this was the beginning of something real. Leah came back Sunday evening, glowing from her retreat, unaware of the storm waiting just beyond the door. And I had a choice to make.